Hey everyone, welcome to a new video. Today's video is going to be a little bit differently again. A while ago I showed you my red lipstick collection and I thought it would be fun to sort of do a continuation, and today's topic is going to be unusual lipstick shades. Hence the fact that I'm coming to you without anything on my lips right now and a very basic, simple look, because some of the shades I'm going to be showing you definitely look the best usually when there's very little going on in the rest of your face. So of course, what is an unusual lipstick color for one person isn't unusual for another person. So I'm going to sort of like start at like entry level, like if you want to branch out from like your regular nudes or anything like that, and you don't really want to go for red, but you would like to try out some more color on your lips. I'm going to sort of get you started with like some brighter colors that may be of interest to you, but also some like neutrals that are a little bit different from your usual nude. But I'm also going to be talking to you about some fun colors such as purples, blues, and greens, which are of course, in terms of unusual lipstick colors, definitely a little bit more unusual. I do have to say that not all of the colors I'm about to show you I actually wear out on my lips. Some of these I bought for reviews because I do really like to try some of these more unusual colors. Some of these I find work really well on me, and I will wear those to work as well. Some of them, of course, are a little bit out there, so it really depends on where you work, whether you can get away with it or not. So that's completely up to you. And what I will be doing with each of these shades, there are 18 here, I will be swatching them on my arm, and I will be applying them onto my lips for you as well. So that will be fun. 18 lipsticks. Yay. So I think that in terms of like unusual lipstick colors, that not everybody is very comfortable wearing pink lipstick, it seems. I think that most shades that people tend to go for are either nudes or like pinky nudes, or maybe like a red if you're a bit more daring, but a very, very bright pink is usually not what people go for. This is a YSL one that I have, and this is Rouge Pour Couture in the shade number 49. I believe the shade name is Tropical Pink. YSL doesn't put this onto their packaging, so that's a shame. But this is just a very bright white based pink. I find that MAC's Candy Yum Yum is very similar to this, but this is even a little bit more white based. So this is even a bit more in your face, I find, which is why I decided to put it in this video. And yeah, I'm just going to put this on my lips and tell you a little bit more about it. So there you have the swatch, and I also applied it to my lips. As you can see, it's a very sort of bright white based pinky shade. It's very much in your face. I think my camera actually cannot handle how neon this is, because it looks a lot more muted on camera than it does here in the mirror. This is one of my favorite lipsticks for the summertime because it's so bright and in your face. If you're really good at doing like a black liquid liner, then this is really nice with just a very neutral eye and some black liquid liner, and then just really have your lips pop. Because there's so much white and almost a hint of purple to it, it has a very blue undertone, and it makes your teeth pretty white, I find, and it's just a very flattering color if you do like this like punchy sort of pink right in your face. And I think this is a really nice way of getting started if you want to branch out into more unusual lipstick colors. So another more unusual shade that I think a lot of people are afraid of is a bright orange, and this is Kat Von D's A Go Go. It's a super duper in your face orange, and I do really like, again, this with a more neutral look. However, I feel that oranges can go really well with like more of a smoky eye as well. So this is definitely a good one to have. It's just a really nice bright shade. So again, let me put this on. So again, that's the swatch, and this is what it looks like on my lips. Because I tend to wear a lot of red lipstick already, I feel that oranges are not so far from what I already wear on a daily basis. I especially love orange toned red, so then a shade like this isn't that crazy. But I can think that some people might think that this is absolutely insane to put on your lips. This is definitely a true orange, which again is something I find very difficult to find, because a true orange can be also a bit tricky to pull off, I think. So not a lot of brands do anything like this. but it is just a really, really pretty shade, I feel. And if red and orange tone reds look good on you, then this is definitely a shade to look into, to wear more like orange if you do want to pack a bit more of a punch and wear something that's a bit different from everybody else. All right, so shade number 3, and I do have to say that I have quite a few liquid lipsticks here, so my lips are already burning and we're only 2 shades in, but oh well. Another one that I think is a great one to look into is something like a magenta purpley shade. This is not really a purple, and it's not really a berry, and it's not really a pink, and it's not really, you know, it's a lot of everything. And this is Bauhaus by Kat Von D. Again, it's pretty bright and punchy, and because it's very close to berry shades, it's again a nice shade to wear in like the fall time, where you know, when you want to try a little bit more punchy. So again, let me put this on. And that would be Kat Von D Bauhaus. Again, this is a really nice bright shade. It looks a bit more like pink, almost red in the viewfinder, but in real life, this definitely pulls a bit more purple. So this is another one of those shades that the camera doesn't read very well. I think that this is, like I said, a very nice entry-level shade if you like to wear a lot of berry tones. It has a bit more of that like purpley blue tone to it, more so than like a pink. But it's still a very wearable shade. If you wear this, nobody will go like, what are you wearing on your lips? You know, it's not that like crazy punchy shade. And this is just a really nice bright shade that you can wear whenever you want to wear something that's a bit more bright. Now let's move on to some more neutral shades, because I think that if you're a lover of nude, you can also expand the kind of nudes that you're wearing. So those would be my like entry level, like bright shades that you can wear when you want to wear something differently than just a bright red, a bright pink, or a berry. Then these I think are some great picks to just get you started. However, I think you can also do that within the nude category. My first pick would be this, and I'm not sure if you can tell, probably not from that distance, but I can't get you any closer up because then my camera will be out of focus. But this is a Topshop lipstick in the shade Armour, and it's a metallic rose gold. So there you have it swatched, and as you can see, it has quite a bit of sheen to it. So, and it has this like pinky browny mauvey tone to it, which still makes it quite wearable, but because of that metallic shade, it definitely packs a bit more of a punch. So that is the Topshop shade. Now, as you can see from a distance, it really doesn't look that crazy, but because it has that sheen, it definitely has like a different look to it than just your standard nude. So a rose gold metallic is one that you can look into if you would like to wear a nude that is not your usual nude. Most of the nudes I have for you, however, are the ones that aren't necessarily like rose gold or metallic, but more of like a grayish purple, because those are like some of my favorite nudes to wear actually. A great example of this is Bite Beauty Thistle. And when you look at this, it just looks up like a straight up gray, especially in this viewfinder. So it looks like a brownish, grayish taupey shade. And I really, really like this. I actually wear this quite often. It works really great as a neutral on me. And I will show you this on right now. So that's the swatch right there. So it's a lot more gray toned, a bit more purple almost than that rose tone one. Especially if you see those two back next to each other, you can see the difference. And this is what it looks like on my lips. It definitely sort of makes for a bit of a dead look, so that has to be your cup of tea. And I definitely like to wear this a bit more with like a much more intense look, like a very intense, cool toned eye, very smoky with like navies. This looks absolutely stunning on, I find. So this is a bit too bland and neutral, so you do have to see this in a bit more of context, I think. It has a really nice texture, as all the Bite lipsticks do. So another one, a little bit in that same vein, but this is a bit more pink. So this is, again, a little bit more wearable and a bit easier to get into. This is Veronica by Anastasia Beverly Hills. Now, I know not everybody likes this formula, but I tend to love it. So let me swatch this for you. It's a lot darker than Thistle, as you can see. It's a lot more brown, but I find that on my lips, this pulls kind of like grayish taupey with like a hint of pink. So there you have ABH. Has a lot of brown, a bit of pink, a little bit of gray, and as this dries, I find the purpley taupey shades come to the forefront a bit more. On the camera, this looks a lot more like a standard lipstick shade than when I look in the mirror. In the mirror, it definitely looks a little bit more like purpley taupey, a little bit more mauve, you could say. And this is definitely more brown in the viewfinder, but I like Anastasia Beverly Hills formula. It has a very moussey texture, and like I said, that's not everybody's favorite, but I happen to love it. But yeah, I do really like this look on me. I think, again, with a very neutral eye, this can really work, but also with more smoky eyes, this can work too. So this is a bit more of a versatile shade, and I think another one to really ease yourself into more unusual lipstick shades. Then another shade that I really like is OG Ghoulish by LA Splash. This is one I haven't dared wearing out yet though, because as you can see, it's very pale. And let me just swatch this. So there it is next to the ABH, and as you can see, it's a lot lighter, and that has to be your cup of tea. Like I said, if these very light shades with more of a smoky eye, it can work. So that would be OG Ghoulish by LA Splash. As you can see, a lot lighter than Anastasia Beverly Hills. And also on my lips, it's again that really dead nude shade, which again, as I mentioned, with more of a smoky eye, a darker eye look, I think this looks really great on. I haven't yet been brave enough to wear this to work, but I do think it really works on my complexion for some reason. And where some gray lipsticks can make your teeth look very sort of green, I feel that this doesn't do it. So that's also why I'm showing you actually all of these lipsticks on my lips today, because I think that with these shades, it really makes a huge difference whether, you know, what it looks like on your complexion. A red is just red in the end. You can just throw it on and you're good to go. But I mean, green lipstick or a murky brown with a lot of gray to it, like Toolips by Colourpop. This is an Ultra Satin lip, and this has to be one of my favorite Colourpop shades. It has quite a bit of purple to it again, so that's a theme here, definitely. All of these more neutral shades that I like tend to have quite a bit of purple to it. I probably should have swatched that next to Veronica, because that is definitely looking very similar right there in the viewfinder. So Toolips, again, has to be your cup of tea. This is definitely a little bit darker than anything I've shown you so far, but it has this cool tone brown shade to it that I love. It's very sort of it's brown, but it has a lot of gray to it. Again, in the viewfinder, this is looking very differently than what it does in real life. To me, in the viewfinder, it is looking very sort of chocolatey brown, whereas here it has very clearly a purple gray tone undertone to it, which you don't really see on camera. So I hope it translates well in the end. But yeah, I personally really love this. As you can see, I feel this really goes nicely with my complexion. Simple eye, this lipstick, and then it just really looks very nice. And then we're moving on to a shade that I decided to give its own category, which is purples. And we're going to start off with a lilac. This is quite new to my collection, and I have to say, I just want to show this for the shade. I don't really like the formula of these. I have another one in this video, but because these colors are so much fun that I have to show you. This is the Pure Pigments Lip Lacquer by Essence by Catrice, and this is in the shade Lavender Pop, and the minute I saw they did a lavender, I knew I wanted to try it. This goes on true to color, and it's absolutely insane. There's your applicator. This is a lip lacquer though, so this doesn't dry down. So it is very sort of glossy pigment on your lips. My hair sticks to it. It travels outside the lip line. So if they improve this formula, I think they have some really nice, unusual shades for you to try. But as you can see, that lavender just looks absolutely stunning in a swatch. So there's your lavender shade, and as you can see, I'm not sure how much you can see this in the viewfinder, but in real life, this is not patchy, which I think is such a great thing about this shade. I have very pigmented lips naturally, and usually lighter shades like this just kind of peep through it, but this is not patchy at all. It goes on evenly. It has a really nice undertone. Makes my teeth look blue. Not the best look, a bit like greenish blue shade. But again, I think that with more of like a smoky eye or like an old purple look, maybe purple blush and then like really intense purple smoky eye, I think that this can make like for a great addition. Would I wear this out? No, but I think this is a fun shade to have for videos. Now I think a shade that a lot of people will associate with being quite wearable, but that looks quite scary in the tube, is MAC's Rebel. And this is just one of those shades that I think a lot of people will just pass up because it looks like a really, really dark purple. But I will swatch this for you. Let me see if I can show you this. It actually goes on a bit like Bauhaus. It's a bit like the more friendly version of Bauhaus. So I wanted to put this in because to me this is definitely more like a berry purple shade. So this may not again be in your comfort zone, but again, if you like berries, then this is a really nice one. And because my lips are pretty pigmented and they have, I'm not sure if you can see that on the camera, but I have a very clear like purple undertone to my lips. Most purple lipsticks tend to pull even more purple on me. So that's why I like this shade. So that would be MAC's Rebel on me. And I think that, again, in the camera it looks more red. In real life, this pulls more purple on me. This is one that I wear a lot in the full time. It's also, I believe, a satin finish. Yes. So that means that this isn't entirely matte either. So this is very comfortable on the lips. And I like how much wear time I get out of this shade as well. This lasts all day long, even though it's just in a bullet. Then I have another Urban Decay lipstick here for you, and this is in the shade Venom. Now I have this in the Revolution formula, but they also do this in the Vice lipstick range. And this is another one of those purple lipsticks, and this was actually the very first sort of like purple toned lipsticks that I bought, which, to be quite honest, now looking back on that, it seems so funny because for some reason I was drawn to this, and this is a shade that I truly love and wear quite a bit. It has quite a bit of like usage to it. And I think this kind of like set the scene for any of the shades that I'm showing you in this video today, because I think that trying this was what kind of catapulted me into not just wearing berry lipsticks, because when I bought this, I thought it was going to be a berry, and it's a lot more purple than berry. So that's Venom by Urban Decay. Now that I'm swatching Rebel and Venom next to each other, I'm seeing that they are almost identical. So I know that MAC isn't cruelty-free, but Urban Decay is. So if you're into cruelty-free makeup and you're looking for a shade like Rebel, then I think that Urban Decay Venom is very, very similar to it. Also in the viewfinder, I feel that it looks very similar to the MAC one. In real life, again, I feel this pulls a little bit more purple. This has a bit more of a sheen to it than the MAC one. The MAC one has just a bit more old color, and this almost has, I don't want to call it the duochrome effect, but I definitely feel that as the light catches, that this shade pulls a bit more like bluish purple as the light shifts. So that's why I think this is a little bit different, but now that I've swatched them side by side, never actually done that before, I can see how similar they are. They are definitely very close dupes. I do think that Venom has a bit more blue in it than Rebel does. But if you are into this kind of like color, then maybe look into that if you want to go cruelty free. Now you will have noticed that a lot of the shades that I'm putting in this video are quite expensive, because I feel that especially drugstore brands are a little bit behind when it comes to these crazier shades. However, Maybelline does this, and mine looks extremely beat up. I think you can only get this in the US. This is Vibrant Violet, and mine has been through the ringer. I had to stick this back in, it broke off. But lately I've been really into these kind of purples, and I don't know what it is about it. It's a really nice bright. It has quite a bit of pink to it, which makes it a bit more wearable. And I think this is a great affordable option if everything that I'm showing you here is a bit outside of your budget and you want to give it a go, then this may be good, another great start. So if this looks familiar on me to you, that is very well possible, because not too long ago I filmed a video wearing this lipstick, and that's when I knew, like, oh yeah, I have to wear this a lot more often. As you can see, even though it's purple, it really isn't that crazy, at least not on me. I mean, it depends on your undertone, I guess. Compared to the other ones that I've shown you so far, this is definitely the most purple one in the bunch. I feel that in real life, again, it has a bit more of that bluish pinky tone to it. In the viewfinder, it's a bit more muted, but I do really, really like this shade. And yeah, this is definitely one that I love wearing with a very neutral makeup look, like the one I'm wearing right now. Then the last purple I want to show you is this one by Milani. This is the Amore Mattallics in Automatic Touch. This is a great shade. Unfortunately, I do believe these were limited editions, so I'm not sure if you can still find these, but I do really, really like it. It pulls a bit more pink for a purple, so it's sort of like that in-between pinky purpley shade, which makes it extra flattering, and it has a very nice sheen, as you will see in a minute. Right, I just did the most horrible application of that, but again, this has this like almost like a rebel kind of feel to it. It is a bit darker, a bit more purple, and it has a beautiful sheen to it that as it dries down, it only becomes more shiny, I feel. And the shine is a bit more pink than it is purple. So on my lips in real life, this is like a really, really stunning, almost royal purple with like a pink shift to it, which is why I think this is one of the best like crazy lipstick shades that you can wear. This is one, again, that I wear in my day-to-day life. I wear this to work, especially in the summertime, because I think this is a great shade for the warmer weather. Again, I do prefer to wear this with a very neutral eye. Moving on to our next category, and that's the blues and greens. I only have one green lipstick, so I decided to put it in here. This is the Essence Vibrant Shock lipstick in the shade number 10. Does this also have a name? This is No to Mainstream, and yes, it's a true green. I was very surprised by this. Essence lipsticks can be very hit or miss. It's a bit tough at first, but look at that shade. That's such a banger of a shade, so let's throw this on. And there you have it, green lipstick. Again, I don't think I look too shabby in this. I mean, it's not like you're gonna say, oh wow, you should wear that every single day. But if you want to wear a bit more of a pop, I think it works pretty well. It has quite a bit of blue to it. It almost pulls a bit teal, I would say, and not necessarily like frog green. It's not like Kermit the Frog green. And I think that for I think these are $2.39. These are very affordable. For a $2.39 lipstick, this looks absolutely stunning. It's got great pigmentation. It stays put okay. Wearing this to a party, Halloween, will be no problem. That is green lipstick for you. Let me know what you think about this one. Moving on to the blues. This is another one of those Catrice pure pigments that I told you about. This is Deep Sea Navy, and yes, it's a deep navy shade. Sadly, the formula is still the same as on that lilac shade. It's a little bit like gloopy. This is also a bit patchy, I would say. This is patchier than the lilac one, but it is a really, really stunning shade on, and I think I can make this work. I wore it in a video the other day. It does travel outside my lines. Again, one I hang on to for videos, but not something I would wear outside because it doesn't stay. So that's the navy shade. Here's a swatch. This is it on my lips. Again, I think that with a neutral eye, this shade works on me really, really well. But like I mentioned, the formula of this just doesn't really deliver. This kind of gets all over the place. So this looks nice for about 5 minutes. So for pictures, for YouTube videos, yes. For everyday wear, definitely not. We're going to move on to a royal blue. So from navy we go to royal, and that's the only reason why I purchased this NYX Liquid Suede lipstick in Jetset. I think I saw this on someone's Instagram and I was like, I need that in my life. I just want to try a blue lipstick, and NYX do some very affordable, crazy lipstick colors. So again, this Liquid Suede formula, if you'd like to try that, they stay put okay. They are not my favorite liquid lipsticks, but I do quite like these. And this shade is pretty awesome too. So there you have the comparison between the two. That Catrice one is definitely more of a navy, and this is definitely more of like a punchy, almost electric blue shade. Again, with a neutral eye, I think it can work, but I think the navy one looks a little bit better on me. This makes my teeth even look worse. That's why I never really wear this, because it's just a little too much out of my comfort zone, you could say. I think it looks really, really stunning for like Instagram makeup looks, but I don't do those. And yeah, so this is a blue, and it's definitely like a super bright blue, which is why I don't think it's my favorite. But again, I think this shade is awesome, and props to NYX for doing it at an affordable price point. And then we have another NYX one. This is the NYX Cosmic Metals in the shade Dark Nebula, and I was hoping that this would be nice as like a lip topper with that blue shade, but unfortunately it's a bit too different in undertone and much darker. So let me show you that. Oh, and it's metallic. Did I mention that? Ooh. So here we have the NYX Cosmic Metals. So that is Dark Nebula. I have to say that in the tube, this looks a completely different shade than it does on my lips. This looks like a dark blue in the tube to me, and on my lips it pulls very green. I had the same problem as I mentioned with NYX Stone Fox, which also pulled very green instead of gray on my lips. And I think you can also see it in the viewfinder. And I just think that that makes this a little less flattering on, to be quite honest. And the shine just makes it even more in your face. So this is again not my favorite, and I find this formula also to be a bit thicker than the Liquid Suede ones. If you like a metallic lip, then this can work, I guess. But I just don't really think that this is for me. We only have one more to go. This is the LA Splash Lip Tint Mousse in the shade Bellatrix. They did a Harry Potter line, and then they found out that Harry Potter was copyrighted. So this was changed into Belladonna, I believe. And this is like a purpley blue shade. So let me just throw this on for you. So this is Belladonna by LA Splash, as I mentioned, and while it looks a bit more purple in the tube, I feel that on me it pulls more like a midnight blue, almost like an indigo with like a hint of purple, which I think is really, really cool, very, very stunning. Here it is swatched next to everything else. It's definitely a little bit darker, a bit more purple, compared to all of those other ones. So those are all of the 18 unusual lipstick shades that I'd like to show you. Look at that nice colorful rainbow up on my arm. It's staining my bicep, which is great. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I just thought we could have a little bit more fun and show some of my favorite unusual lipstick shades. I definitely have some more like punchy bright shades, but to me those are just very wearable, and I know that something like this at the top is very much out of people's comfort zones. To me it's not. I would wear this on like any day of the week. This is what's outside of my comfort zone, and I have to say that I'm quite happy with this. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and I really hope you would like to subscribe to my channel, because I make new videos every single Thursday and Sunday. So I hope to see you back in my next video, and I hope you have a great day. Bye!